So, Elon Musk, just saying the name gets people talking, right? But if you can look past the headlines, past the larger-than-life persona, you'll find these really powerful, actionable principles that have just fueled his incredible success. In this explainer, we're going to distill 5 key lessons from one of the most talked-about figures of our time. Let's get into it. All right, to kick things off, I've got a question for you. What is the one thing that Donald Trump, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Bill Gates could all agree on? I know, it sounds like the setup for a really bad joke, but there is a real answer. Before I tell you, let's just see what one of them had to say. So that's Bill Gates, praising the huge impact of Tesla. And he is definitely not alone. You have leaders and thinkers from completely different ends of the spectrum, all expressing admiration for the work of this one particular person. Yep, the answer is Elon Musk. He is a truly singular figure in our world today. I mean, the astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, he puts it best. He says Musk is like a cross-pollination of Thomas Edison and Tony Stark. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to break down. We'll start by looking at what makes him such a singular figure. Then we're diving into 5 core lessons we can learn from him. Work like hell, become the solution, take bold risks, always be learning, and finally, create the future. But, to really get a handle on these lessons, you have to look at the person behind them. Because the tech mogul we all see today, well, he was forged in a childhood that was anything but easy. I mean, he had a really tough home life, and the bullying was just horrific. At one point, he was thrown down a flight of stairs by a group of boys and was actually hospitalized for 2 weeks. An experience like that, it can do one of 2 things. It can break you, or it can forge you. And for Musk, it absolutely forged this unbelievable, almost relentless drive. And that kind of drive, well, that brings us straight to our very first lesson. It's a principle that's basically synonymous with his entire identity, his work ethic. So Musk's philosophy here, it's simple, and honestly, it's pretty brutal. He truly believes that if you want to achieve results that nobody else is achieving, you have to put in an amount of effort that nobody else is putting in. It's not just about working hard, it's about changing the fundamental speed at which you get things done. Okay, check this out, because the math here is kind of mind-blowing. If someone is working a standard 40-hour week and you're working a 100-hour week, you will get done in just 4 months what takes them an entire year. But it's way more than just a numbers game. This kind of insane pace creates a huge strategic advantage. It means you iterate faster, you learn from your mistakes faster, and you can just flat out outmaneuver competitors who are working on a normal schedule. But look, putting in all those hours doesn't mean a thing if you're pointed in the wrong direction, right? This brings us to lesson number 2. Don't just solve any old problem. Become the solution to a problem that truly, truly matters. Musk's whole strategy is to find the gaps. Where are the big problems that a ton of smart people aren't already working on? If a problem is already being solved, he sees little point in just jumping in. The real value is in tackling those critical, underserved challenges that everybody else is overlooking. And this is his philosophy in action. It's perfect. He didn't set out to build another car company. He set out to solve sustainable transport. He's not just launching rockets for the fun of it. He's working to make humanity a multi-planetary species. He is just relentlessly focused on these huge civilization-level problems. Now, you don't solve problems that big just by working hard. Nope. It requires something else, a willingness to risk it all. And that leads us straight to lesson 3. Take bold, calculated risks. It is so easy to forget this now, but both Tesla and SpaceX, man, they came this close to failing completely. I'm talking multiple failed rocket launches, moments where Tesla was on the brink of total bankruptcy. So the thing to remember is, his success wasn't some guarantee. It was forged through sheer grit in moments that would have broken just about anyone else. And this is his advice, straight up, for all of us. He encourages people, especially when you're younger, to just do something bold. Because really, the potential upside of taking that big risk is often so much greater than the comfort of just playing it safe. Okay, so you gotta wonder, right? How does one person even learn enough to build rockets and reinvent the car industry from scratch? For Musk, the answer is deceptively simple. And it's our 4th lesson. Always be learning. Turns out, as a kid, he was just relentlessly curious. He'd get bored super easily unless he was reading. And he famously tells the story about how he literally ran out of books at his local library, and in desperation, he just started reading the encyclopedia from A to Z.
And look, this isn't just some cute story from his childhood. He credits this voracious reading habit as the absolute foundation for all his knowledge. He has famously said that he learned the fundamentals of rocket science by reading books. Just let that sink in for a second.
All right, this brings us to our fifth and final lesson. And this is the one that pulls it all together. It's not just about hard work or solving problems. It's about a much, much higher purpose: create the future. See, for Musk, it's not really about the money. It's not even just about solving problems. The ultimate motivation for him is building a future that people can actually be excited about. He wants to create a sense of adventure and, real optimism for all of humanity. So, whether that's picturing humanity living among the stars or imagining a world running on clean energy, his vision is to literally pull the future forward and make it more inspiring than we could have ever imagined on our own. It's a really powerful mission that drives every single thing he does. So when you look back at these 5 lessons, working like hell, becoming the solution, taking those bold risks, always learning, and creating an exciting future, it really leaves us with one final thought. It's not about becoming Elon Musk, right? It's about how we can take these principles and apply them in our own lives. So the question is, which one of these lessons will you use to make your future brighter?